Namaskar, I Vishwaruparath welcome you all to Uday India Digital. Today I'll tell you about prevention and regulation of 13 dark patterns in the marketplace. There are many questions on the Modi government's governance initiative and said that it is not at all listening to public grievances. However, elections after elections, BJP's win and PM Modi's approval rating being at 75% says otherwise. Today we are here to tell you how the government is working diligently and silently for the betterment of people. And there are ministers in the Modi government who do their work but do not engage in shoshebazi. There are many ministers like Nitin Gadkari and Ashwini Vaishnav who do their work silently. You all know about them. But there is another minister who is doing good work but is not praised for his work. That minister is Piyush Goyal. Being a minister of Department of Consumer Affairs, his policy shifts or stances directly hit the consumers or normal public of this country. He has been constantly doing good work and upgrading his department for the betterment of the people of India. Recently, his department has once again done a work which will have a direct impact on regular people like you and me. The Department of Consumer Affairs has introduced guidelines for prevention and regulation of dark patterns under Section 18 of the Consumer Protection Act of 2019 recently. Primary objective is to curb dishonest practices and promote transparency in the online marketplace. So what are dark patterns? Bharat is seeing an unprecedented surge in the e-commerce market, and so is deceptive behavior of online retail firms. These wrongful practices, known as dark patterns, are adopted by some e-commerce companies to force users into actions that may not be in their best interests. 13 dark patterns, now defined as any practices or deceptive design pattern using user interface experience interactions on any platforms that is designed to mislead or trick users to do something they originally did not intend or want to do by subverting or impairing the consumer autonomy, decision-making or choice, amounting to a misleading advertisement or unfair trade practice or violation of consumer rights. Let me give a simple example that you must have experienced. While searching for hotels, online shopping, were indirectly pressured by pop-ups like 20 other people are viewing this room, discount valid for only 5 next minutes, etc. This creates pressure on the customer and tempts him to take rash decisions which may not be in his interest. I just gave you an example. The ministry has identified 13 such dark patterns. False urgency. It refers to the deceptive practice of the falsely conveying or implying a sense of urgency, scarcity to mislead users into making immediate purchases, taking prompt actions, resulting in a purchase. For example, only 2 rooms left, 30 others are looking at this right now, etc. Basket sneaking. It's defined including additional items such as products, services, payments to charity, donations during checkout processes on a platform without explicit consent of user, resulting in total amount payable exceeding product or service-based price. For example, automatic inclusion of travel insurance when a user purchases flight ticket. Confirm shaming. Employing phrases, videos, audios, etc. to instill fear, shame or ridicule and guilt in user's mind to subtly push user into specific action of purchasing extra product or services. For example, flight ticket booking platform using phrase, "I'll stay unsecured" when user opts not to include insurance in their cart. Forced action. It's compelling user to take action that necessitates purchasing additional goods, subscribing to unrelated or additional services. For example, prohibiting user from continuing to use a product or service he originally paid for unless he upgrades to a higher rate, or coercing a user to download a separate, unintended app to access a service originally advertised on another app. Subscription trap. Tactics such as making cancellation of paid subscription overly complex or impossible, hiding cancellation option, compelling users to provide payments details for auto debit even for free subscriptions, employing confusing instruction for the cancellation. Interface interference. It's a design element that manipulates the user interface by emphasizing specific information while obscuring other relevant information relative to that data, with an intention to mislead the user and steer them away from the desired action. For example, using an X icon on the top right corner of a pop-up screen that instead of closing it opens another advertisement. Bait and switch. It's advertising specific outcome based on user's action, then providing alternative outcome that differs from initially presented. For example, seller advertising high quality product at low price, but when consumer is ready to make a purchase, claiming that product is unavailable, offering similar looking but more expensive item. Drip pricing, not showing elements of prices upfront or revealing them subtly within user experience, disclosing price only after confirmation of purchase. Disguised advertisement. It's presenting advertisements in a manner that conceals their true nature, making them appear as user-generated content, news articles, or false advertisements. Nagging. It's characterized by repeated, persistent disruption and annoyance of a user through continuous interaction, requests, informations, options, or interruptions to facilitate a transaction. Trick question. It's intentional use of confusing or vague language such as confusing wording, double negatives, or other similar tricks to mislead or divert a user from taking the desired action or prompting a specific response or action. For example, do you wish to opt out of receiving updates on our collections and discounts forever? Instead of straightforward options like yes, phrases like yes, I would like to receive updates and not now are used to add confusion and make wrong choices. SaaS billing. It generates and collects payments from consumers on a recurring basis in software as a service model to discreetly obtain funds from users. That is, users are not notified when a free trial is converted to a paid subscription and keeps getting debited. Rogue malwares. It involves use of ransomware or scareware to deceive users by making them believe their computer is infected with virus. This is to persuade them to pay for a fake malware removal tool, which is in reality installs additional malware on their computer. Now tell me, haven't you personally gone through these experiences? Virtually every online service incorporates some form of deception or user manipulation to enhance their profits. But fortunately now, Modi government has addressed this menace by issuing guidelines. Those guidelines are intended to apply to broad spectrum of entities encompassing sellers, advertisers, and platforms systematically providing goods or services in Bharat, including those physically located outside Bharat that target Bharat citizens for sales of goods or services. Non-compliance with those guidelines can lead to imprisonment up to 2 years or 20 lakh rupees fine, or both under Consumer Protection Act of 2019. I don't know why BJP is not advertising such good work of its government. How will people know what the government is doing for them? But here we come. Media does not only have to criticize the government, but also provide people with the good deeds of the government. With this, I conclude this edition. For more such news, stay tuned to Uday India.